Good morning. I feel so delighted and privileged to talk to you, students, through this video. Today, I shall take up a poem after Blenheim by Robert Southey. So, one of the questions for ICSC was Robert Southey has emphasized through his poem After Blenheim that wars are senseless, futile, and evil, and that in war there are no real winners. Provide supporting evidence for the same. Also give solutions to promote peace. So, for this answer, first of all, we should write something about Robert Southey, the poet. So, Robert Southey was a prolific writer. He wrote plays, romances, letters, poems, and biographies. He remained the poet laureate of England for 30 years from 1813 till his death in 1843. His everlasting work is the children's classic, The Story of the Three Bears. Among his popular short poems are The Scholar, The Battle of Blenheim, The Inchcape Rock, and Bishop Hatto. So, and the next paragraph, let us start writing After Blenheim. After Blenheim is an anti war poem that sharply criticizes the destruction and death caused by war. The poet uses the simple narrative of a grandfather explaining to his two grandchildren his own suffering and the suffering of many others like him who were victims of the battle. The grandfather cannot give any good reason for war and can only repeat that it was a famous victory. Obviously, this was the propaganda that was indoctrinated in the common people. The poet wants to emphasize through the repetition of the lines that wars are senseless, futile, and evil, and that in war there are no real winners. Blenheim is the English name for the German village of Blenheim, situated on the left bank of Danube River in Bavaria in South Germany. Whenever a war is fought, it brings a lot of destruction and death along with it. Apart from the loss of life, people also lose their homes and have to start again. Victory cannot compensate for such losses. The grandfather in the poem keeps on quoting that it was a great victory, but is unable to justify the gain of the war to mankind. People always think about the victory but fail to realize the loss that mankind faces because of such battles. Wars are evil and cost lives that are precious. One summer evening, an old man named Caspar was sitting in front of his house after finishing his daily chores. He was carefully observing his grandchildren playing near the rivulet in front of him. He had two grandchildren, a boy named Peterkin and a girl named Wilhelmine. Wilhelmine saw that Peterkin had found something smooth and round that looked like a ball near the rivulet. She went up to him to see what he has found. Then she saw that uh, he had found something. So they both came to their grandfather and asked him, "What is that Peterkin has found?" This is what Wilhelmine asked. The grandfather sighed and explained that the object was actually a skull of some fellow who had died in the battle some years ago. He also stated that he had been finding many such skulls in the garden or in the field during ploughing. There were a great number of people who had fought the battle, and many were killed um, before getting victory. Hearing these facts, little Peterkin asked the reason for the battle. Wilhelmine was also curious to know about the battle and looked at her grandfather, waiting for an answer to her question. What did she say? She said, "Now tell us about the war and what they fought each other for." The grandfather did not know for what the war was fought, but he quoted that it was a great victory. A great victory is a refrain in the poem. The fire of evil, along with the swords, destroyed everything. The war was terrible. There were many pregnant women and newborn babies who had been killed. The grandfather ironically stated that such things happen at every battle that has a great victory. The commanders who led the English army under the leadership of the Duke of Marlborough and Prince Eugene were greatly praised. However, Wilhelmine said that it was a wicked thing. She did not see anything praiseworthy in such a war. The last stanza leaves a question to the readers about the ruthlessness of war. No motive, objective, or reason can justify the loss of life. Innocent children are able to understand that wars are senseless, futile, and evil, and that in war there are no real winners. But the grandfather does not understand because he keeps repeating that it was a great victory. Nevertheless, men still fight battles in order to resolve conflicts. This is the harsh reality of the world. Now, let us wind up the poem uh, by commenting on what the poem or what the poet wants to give the message. This poem is a wake up call to seek peaceful solution to all conflicts. People need to converse with one another to find peaceful solutions. They should forget all prejudices of the past and create a new world of integrity, universal brotherhood, and equality without any discrimination. People should forget their egos, their lust for power, and bring peaceful solutions for the welfare of the world, its economy, its progress, and unity. Bring about the concept of one world, one state, and one humanity. Okay, that's all. So, children, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Okay, thank you.